Steve, as we were chatting off camera, Rock Princess appears to have got into the race as a first reserve, so what sort of a chance do you give her?
Yeah, at least I got a few days' notice this time, so I've been able to prepare her. She ran her best race the other day in a 1200 at the Val. So, I've brought her back. She's actually never run in sprints. I started her out in 14s and went up to 2000, and she just didn't perform. So my last option was to bring her back to the sprints, and I was happy with her outing over 1200. So let's see how she goes over 1160.
Magisteria made a little bit of improvement in her last start. I think she's probably better around the turn. We're just going to use this to bring her to peak match fitness.
Super. Then on to leading fast in the second of the afternoon.
Once again, we may just use this run to get her to peak fitness. I think she may be better around the turn. Yeah, she should be running on, but no real confidence.
Latest craze runs for you in the first leg of the place accumulator. He's a son of Magog.
Yeah, he's a nice little horse. I made the mistake of giving him 2 runs over the 1600 straight at Val, and as you know, that's quite a hard straight. They jump and they go a good clip, and he just didn't see it out. He still ran respectable races. I think he ran 4th and 5th over the 2 trips. So now we're going 16 at Turf. It's still just out of his range, but we're hoping Dylan can just settle him up the hill, and give him an easy, a couple of 100 meters around the bend, and then he can turn it on down the straight. So again, he's a very honest horse. I definitely think he'll be in the places.
Looks like you've got some pretty decent runners and no rest for the wicked, as we start off with Green Top in the first leg of the Pick 6L.
Yeah, Green Top, she's taking on boys this time. You do get the 3 kilo 6 allowance, but one of the favourites is a filly as well. So it's she's just won her second race in her last start, and it took a long time. I'm hoping she's getting confidence from that. She's pretty well. She'll give it a good go.
Obviously, she had bold black type early on in her career, and she was almost victorious in a Grade 1.
Now, that was as a 3-year-old that she ran a short-head second in the Grade 1. We've always had to look after her fetlock joints in front. Eventually, she had surgery, and coming back from the surgery, it's taken her a while to get the confidence. The way she won last time, I think she's getting better, and she looks good.
Sidonie, I believe it is, from Sally Lammerskral. What are you expecting there?
I think she must have a good chance. It looks like a couple of horses in there with claims too. I see her maiden form hasn't quite worked out, although the distance was flattering. I mean, she was a 9-length winner. Her subsequent runs have been good enough to suggest that she is as good as she's rated, but we've got to start winning a few races. I think it's the right type of race, and she's certainly got an each-way chance.
On the subject of looking good, the very attractive Captain Flint does duty for you in the 5th.
Yeah, he's an improver. He's drawn 8 of 8, but he's a horse that goes forward if there's no speed on. He led to win before, and he's got a reasonable weight. If they don't go fast, he can take it up himself. If something goes, he can follow that and give it a good go. He doesn't want to break his stride at the same time. You don't want to go slowly and try and sprint. So we'll see. He's working well, and hopefully he can go for 3 in a row. It's never easy, but I think he's improving, and we've got a chance of doing that.
So he's definitely not short of confidence.
No, he's always been immature in a way. He's taken a while, but we're going for the hat trick, and hopefully we pull it off.
Lovely. Then on to the son of Pomodoro, Royal Italian.
Royal Italian has lost his sparkle, his form. We're just hoping for some sort of improvement. Wondrous Climber also went off after winning the Equinaut, just to bring him back, get a few runs under his belt, and let him start running on at the finish. So just looking for improvement. CA, I thought, ran a very good run in the Heritage. Got going when the race was over. He should be competitive. Silver Spectrum too should be competitive. He hasn't moved as well as we know he can this week, and if we don't see that good improvement, we may pull him out. But if he takes his place, he would have a chance. It looks like obviously CA is the right horse.
Romy's boy, who's definitely not without his problems, but certainly not without talent. And give me a wave of joint entries in the 7th.
Yeah, Romy's boy, he's not young anymore. I mean, he's a 6-year-old, but he still ran a good race last time. And on his day, he's a decent horse. That's why he got a high rating, and then it's hard to find races for him. This is 1,000 meters is on the short side, but he does like to race where he's off the bit. He doesn't want to be held up because he takes a hold. Give Me a Wave is more of a sprinter. He'd had an interrupted program. He'd hurt his shoulder, and he looked like a winner up until the last bit in that last run. So hopefully he can get it right this time.
What can you tell us about Contrail, who runs in the final leg of the jackpot?
Yeah, Contrail was a bit of a surprise winner. It wasn't entirely a surprise because his first time blinkers, and his first run he was terribly green, and then the second run didn't count. The jock fell off at the start, and so he'd only had one run, very green, and then his second start with blinkers. It wasn't the strongest of fields, hence he got a 77 rating, which is not all that high. So he's a net 67, which makes him competitive, I think. Of that rating, I think he's competitive with a net 67.
Okay, on to the 8th race where we've got Riga de Ora.
It's a horse that's broke his maiden over 1,700. He has experienced quite a bit of post-race distress, so we haven't really rushed him. He's fit enough to do well over this distance if it isn't just too short.
Perhaps not a bad idea to draw a line through the Summer Cup as far as Shenanigans is concerned. He returns.
Yes, he's doing well back home. I'm expecting a good run. There was a nice pinnacle plate for him a week ago over 2-4, but he wasn't quite where I wanted him for that race, so we missed that race. We've had to go for this race, and yeah, I think he should be competitive.
Both horses that are going to win a race, maiden, they're just okay. Possibly a little short for Galyun. I wouldn't hang my hat on any of them. You know, they are very limited horses.
The last runner of the day is in the 10th, Called to the Bar.
Yeah, he's a immature sort, and he's getting better. He's showing me nice work at track. 2000, I think, will suit him. He ran a nice 5th over 2-4 track and distance, so I'm hoping the 2000's just that bit easier for him, and he can kick a bit more and be more competitive.
And then on to the postponed race, the Secretariat. Viper Jet is a horse that looks like he's full of promise.
Obviously a maiden running in feature company, but it is a handicap, and I think he'll be thereabouts.
So if we had to really push you, is it possible that Sidonie might be your best for the day, or what do you see?
I don't see a strong card. I think Sidonie is obviously one of the big runners, maybe CA.
Yeah, he probably been slightly disappointed that he took a while, or it took 3 runs to win a maiden. He won a 6 furlong last time, slightly short for him, kicked on late to get there. He's going to win his races.
Well, the horse that he beat, they think the world of, came out and won again.
Yes, you know, I mean, the horse he beat that day was probably just in need of it and made the relative improvement, yeah. But he seems a nice horse. He's a horse I've always rated. Again, a horse that took time to win his maiden. He's had issues in his time. He's never been straightforward. I don't think he gets much more. He's quite fast, this horse. And I don't think he gets much more than the 7 furlong. But he's also actually rated a bit.
Virtuo's obviously backed up after her maiden win. She won very well, but there wasn't a hell of a lot of depth in the field.
No, but if one goes on her form, the form's not bad. She ran second to Philip Sean's at Greyville, who then won a feature straight after that. So the form is actually not bad for this filly. And I think she's a reasonable filly. She should be very competitive.
Okay, and then the postponed race sees Prince Evlenov represent you in the 11th.
Yeah, he won first time after having been a bit disappointing in work. We've always liked him. He's a good-looking horse, and he's shown us ability. Going into his first run, we were a little bit concerned because he didn't put up the work we expected, but he bounced into it on the day and won a nice race. In his second start, he was terribly green. You know, he'd already he'd been to Turffontein for a gallop. He won his first race, and then he was even more green in his second start. So it's his third run only, but I think he's got some ability, and he's not that high in the weights, so I think he's got a chance.